Welcome into another edition of Inside Indiana Volleyball. Sean Nash here, and to my right, as always, Coach Sherry Dunbar-Kruzan. This past week didn't go as planned. Wednesday night, a 5-set loss to Iowa. Saturday night, a 3-set loss to Nebraska. Hitting percentage and hitting errors have been a little bit of a trouble spot for the team in the past few matches. Is there anything you can do and the players can do other than obviously just keeping the ball in play to help remedy that moving forward?
Well, we've worked a lot in practice, as you know, on our offense, and a lot of film work with especially our pin attackers, of showing them where they're scoring and working on that through drills. I think some of it is just confidence. You know, when you get out there, I think if you look at the Nebraska match, which we had so many errors, they were trying to do the things we were asking them to do. I'm not sure they had total confidence in it when they were actually put in that pressure situation. So we've got to keep generating those type of situations in practice and get them more confident in, you know, taking the really big rips down the line and going for the hands. You know, we're not going to get a lot of clean swings, as we call it. We're going to really play a little uglier game, and that we have to tool and we have to find different shots that work for us and for our hitters. So we got to stay the course, you know, and there's nights where they've had really good matches, and so we got to keep showing them those nights when they've been successful and kind of get them back in that mode.
And you mentioned the travel schedule from this past week, and this was the first time the teams experienced the new Wednesday-Saturday travel schedule as a road team for both matches.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on it going through it the first time?
Well, I think it's tough. We talked about it as a staff, and I think for the kids, you know, just with getting back so late on Wednesday night and then turning around the next day, and they have, you know, classes at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I think Jasmine had 2 tests on Thursday. So very grueling, and the biggest issue I have is the training time. You know, you can't bring them back in on Thursday and have a really hard practice, so we did a ton of film with them on Thursday, but with a young team like we have, we would love to get more training in and continue to push that type of practice, but very difficult to do when you're traveling both matches. So I hope we can look at the schedule as head coaches in the Big Ten at the end of the season in January when we meet in Chicago and really look at some things that maybe will help out with that. We have to look at student-athlete welfare, you know, and make sure that they're able to produce academically at the highest level as well as athletically, and I think we have to consider all options.
And let's take a break now. Jeremy Rosenthal, he's keeping this segment secret from even us, so I'm curious to see what this is gonna.
I know what
this
it
is
is.
Gonna be. So you know, so I'm the only one left out of the loop. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that one. So let's take a look at this segment.
So we're back here with Inside Indiana Volleyball with Sherry Dunbar-Kruzan, now interviewing Sean Nash.
I don't know if
How do you feel about that?
I don't know if I like this. This is different.
Well, we did it. I've done it with other radio people, and thought it'd be kind of a fun segment to have your viewers get to know you a little bit better too. You've done a great job so far for us this year, and just give me some thoughts on, you know, being a part of Indiana volleyball. And I know it wasn't a sport you knew a ton about before you jumped on board, and I think now you've probably been inundated to Big Ten volleyball. So what are your thoughts so far?
Well, actually, my freshman year of high school, I got asked to try out for my high school team at Cathedral. I kind of wish I would have accepted that invitation so I know the sport a little bit better going in, but it's been great. I mean, you guys, the whole staff, the entire team's welcomed me with open arms, and that's been absolutely great. It's made it a lot easier. It's definitely a niche sport now that I can say I know more than most people do now at this point, especially in my position.
What position do you think you'd be good at?
I don't know. I think I could be a setter, I guess. I'm not tall enough to play at the net, I think, for a guy, so...
So you think you have decision-making skills?
I think so. I think I could do that. I think I've seen Megan do it. I like running around a lot. I think I could do that job a little bit.
Yeah. So you're ready to take over her position?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I could run the
I'll let her know
5-1
that.
right now if I needed to.
Okay. What do you think, looking back so far, is your favorite match of the year?
Favorite match of the year has to be the Michigan match. Just because the entire U Gym got excited, so I was forced to get loud on that call, and that was just a great match. It was a great way to really kick off the Big Ten season.
I agree. And then just tell us a little bit about your future. I know you're a senior now, and looking forward, what do you see for yourself career-wise?
I'm hoping to do the play-by-play thing full-time, so I'm trying to get in contact with a few baseball teams. I have the Philadelphia 76ers TV announcer helping me out as my broadcast coach, helping me look for some jobs, and he's even suggested looking into maybe doing volleyball moving forward. I know Big Ten Network and especially ESPN, they do it big time, especially on Sundays and stuff like that. So he's kind of sticking that in my head a little bit, seeing if that may be a possibility moving forward.
Yeah, now you look with ESPN and the SEC Network. Yesterday I watched a ton of volleyball, Alabama and South Carolina on in a 5-set match, and yeah, you can pretty much turn it on any day now and watch volleyball, which is exciting for all of us. I know you've done a little bit with the BTN to go on TV. Do you like the radio side or the TV side better?
I like to talk. I'm kind of narcissistic in that way, so radio's nice because I don't have to limit myself to talking, but I do like doing the TV stuff as well, and that's been fun this year, doing it with Jade Henderson. That's been an absolute blast, so I'm excited that we've got 3 more matches still for B10 Plus to do this season.
That's awesome. And a single?
Yes, right now. Yep.
So viewers
ladies.
right there, ladies, he's available and has a blooming career in front of him. So thank you, though, for all you've done for our sport so far, and really enjoyed getting to know you and having you travel with us. So looking forward to the last 6 matches.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on this year. It's got to be a welcome sight, though, seeing Rutgers, a 3-game skid right now for the team. Rutgers 0-14 on the year, obviously a struggle in the Big Ten season. So how do you guys approach this match, knowing they've struggled so far in conference play?
Well, I think one thing I want to stress is that Rutgers is a much improved team. Looking back on the stats they've had since we played, they're not giving in, and they played Nebraska much better than we did when they played them. And so I think we have to mentally, Coach K was talking to the team, and when you look at matches, you're like, you're supposed to win this match. Well, he made a good point. You're not supposed to win any match. You either win a match or you lose a match. And I think that's how we have to approach every match, and that's how everyone approaches every match. If you're, just because you're supposed to doesn't mean you step on the floor and you're going to win. So I think you have a team in Rutgers that is just battling like crazy. They're improving, kind of like we talked about we need to do every day, and they're doing that. And so we have to be really prepared to play them, and we're gunning for our 6th win, and that's a huge motivation for us. So it's nice to be back home in front of our fans, and this will be a little bit better week for us, being home on Wednesday and then going on the road on Saturday, except I think we're going to get a little snow in Michigan, so we get to experience some white flaky stuff for the first time maybe this season, but it'll be good. We got 6 matches left and a big part of our season, and we've got some really high goals we want to accomplish in those 6 matches. So, the goal for us is to get back in the gym today and embrace the training and embrace this team and see what this team can finish our journey at. Morgan is our lone senior, and we want to send her out in style, and I know she really wants to make sure that the program is really primed for the off season and going into next season. So I know that she really wants to help us do that in the next 6 matches.
Of course, Saturday we go to Michigan State, and that was the site of the lone Big Ten win from a year ago. Does that give you a little bit of a confidence boost, already knowing that you've gone in there last year and beat them? Obviously, 2 completely different teams this season. But does that give you any sort of little bit of boost moving into Saturday?
You take anything you can get. I mean, it is definitely a different team than we were last year, and a better team than we were last year. But maybe a little confidence that you can do that on the road. Even we were at 0-9 when we walked in there last year and found a way to win. And so we're looking for any boost of confidence that we can get. But we know how important these matches are and those goals. So I think we're going to be ready to play both matches this week.
So that's going to do it for us this week. So for Coach Sherry Dunbar-Kruzan, I'm Sean Nash. Thanks for watching this edition of Inside Indiana Volleyball.